Alrighty, tape is rolling, boys and girls.
Tape.
Hi, Mom.
Tape, digital. We're recording, okay? Is that
We are not recording. We are clicking the start button.
We're up to date now.
That is correct. About a minute until live. Radio, that is.
That's nice. That is awesome.
What are y'all looking at?
Let's role play. I'll be Burger King and you be McDonald's. I'll have it my way and you'll be loving it.
I see. I was chatting with Tex in the background. I wasn't paying attention to that.
Where's he been hiding?
Work.
Busy man. All right, boys and girls, get ready to do this. Quiet on the set.
Cue the rain.
You're killing me, Smalls.
$5.
Welcome to lunch, Chuck and Laz.
For your viewing and listening pleasure.
They can't read at all.
I don't know how easy it is to discern between that.
Welcome to lunch, Chuck and Laz.
Where the hell are they coming up with this crap?
Where nobody knows what the hell is going on.
The time sync is real.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm doing nothing but standing on the line. You know, I should be doing something.
I stand around for hours at a time.
Oh, God, I can't tell you how many hours a day I'm just standing on the line. I'm doing nothing but standing on the line.
Yeah.
You're all using some kind of jargon that me no understand. Have to gently blow a ball into.
To a warm, fuzzy hole.
That's right.
Yeah.
Welcome to lunch, Chuck and Laz.
For your viewing and listening pleasure.
They can't read at all.
I don't know how easy it is to discern between that.
Welcome to lunch, Chuck and Laz.
Where the hell are they coming up with this crap?
Where nobody knows what the hell is going on.
Yeah. I blame Laz.
It's all Laz's fault. And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news from right here inside Shroud Avatar 5 days a week for your listening and viewing pleasure and entertainment. How's everybody doing out there today? Welcome to today's show. For the record, it is Monday, May 8th, 2017 here inside Shroud Avatar. We're coming off the weekend, and all sorts of interesting, fun stuff's happened throughout the weekend, and want to welcome everybody here today. Is Botox, how you doing out there? Good to see you.
I will say this. After the hospital meeting, there was another meeting that ended up bringing in somebody, and I think that actually has already instigated a great change that we'll get to later on in the show.
Absolutely. There's some issues brought up during yesterday's hospitality meeting about the community at large, and right off the bat, we see some kind of good news off of that. We'll be telling you about that here in a couple minutes. But meanwhile, don't forget, after today's show this afternoon, you're going to be treated to the Release 41 post-mortem. So if you guys don't have your questions in yet, or you got questions for the boys and girls down at the Portalarium offices, you can get out there and get your questions in still. Best way to get your questions in is usually through the website, trying to get them in during live chat on Discord or in Twitch can be rather tough at times because that chat's rolling.
Yeah, it definitely can, and especially with people going, "Ooh, congratulations, someone won a prize."
Suck
It was me.
Anyway, moving right along, we do have the Friday update of the Avatar for everybody.
Yes, we do.
We got a bunch of new sketch fabs that we never did touch on. We had them about Wednesday in our possession. We never did get around to doing them due to the discussions on combat last week.
You know what? It's combat. Soapbox was pulled out, and everything else went by the wayside. Is that what you're saying?
But, of course, I know that our good friend Arius here is loving this new stuff. To take a lead from one of the memes inside, I'm loving it. And I'm sure he's loving he finally got his wand and staff to play with.
Yes, sticks.
Well, they're coming soon anyway. We'll put it that way.
Oh,
Yes, there you go. They're coming soon.
everywhere, coming everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Just
Real
stored for
soon.
you.
Real soon.
that staff looks so sick. Oh, I love
Update
it.
of the Avatar number 226. A lot of interesting stuff out there. So, Jack, you want to go ahead and lead us into that, or you got...
Well, yeah, I can do that. I mean, you ready for it?
I am.
Update of the Avatar number 226. That's 226 weeks of development for Shroud of the Avatar.
Indeed.
And that means that we get to play around with odd things.
Odd things.
You ready for the odd things?
Odd things, yes.
Okay. So we have the Making of Blood River Outskirts update with the spoilers. Players
Spoiler
follow the
alert.
Path of Truth.
Spoiler alert.
Yes. They discover the elven village of Blood River has been massacred by vigilantes from Eri. The elves have fled for their lives into the forest upriver and invaded the home of an elven hermit who dwells in a deep ruin deep in the forest. They have set up traps to protect themselves from the vigilantes who have pursued them there and are harassing them still. Elven soldiers from Virtus are arriving from the north to protect them, while Eri soldiers are streaming in from the southeast to try and stop all-out war between the humans and elves. They hope to have the scene live in release 43.
Very nice, very nice. So not this release like I was hoping, but that's okay.
No, I was hoping for it as well.
I'm curious where they're going to put it after seeing what they did with the Solus Bridge outskirts. I'm going to guess it's going to be to the north. That's my guess.
It's going to be somewhere.
Well, I know that. Well, we
don't know.
know they built a little peninsula to put the outskirts on the East Coast. So, again, I'm going to be curious to see how they add that in with the reference to deep in the forest. On the northern side of the bridge there is a whole bunch of deep forest. So I'm going to take a gander that that's where they're going to locate it. But...
Yeah, but let's look at some of these pictures. You've got the abandoned temple, which looks like it's based off of Mayan architecture. The Blood River with extraneous blood from Mayan enemies. And don't forget, I need to kill, what was it,
354 people to build a sword out of the blood of your
build
enemies?
a sword of my... Yeah, that's right, something like that.
I saw
yes.
that one.
Waterfalls dot the lush cliff forested region. Then we have the road heading north, cuts through a forest clearing. A free soul, nature loving automaton has chosen to make his home in this abandoned cave. Wait. Let's read that again. A free soul, nature loving automaton has chosen to make his home
In this abandoned cave. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got the forest
apparently
spider.
in the Freedom Act of 497.5, the automatons became free
domesticated, and they like to collect things.
They had
Yeah.
rights. They were given their walking papers.
The AI improved dramatically to where he could decorate his own abode. Don't forget the forest spider lair with the glowing mushrooms, which means we know where Led Zepp's going to be.
That's right.
Pick them all.
Out with the mushrooms.
And if you'd like, we can always watch this 45-second video on Barrick standing over Sorcerer Steve's shoulder as he works on designing Blood River.
If you'd like, we could do that.
Well, let me know when you're ready to hit
Let's
play.
go ahead and put that up full screen there, and we'll get right back to the beginning.
Okay, so
And on 3.
2, 1, play. Now, there is no dialogue, so we can see Sorcerer Steve hard at work, playing around with the Unity tools, adding things and clicking things. Like, ooh, this is how you grow and locate, put this. Let's skew around, or slew around, and hey, this spot needs some grass.
Trap there. That's right.
What are you talking about? Traps? Never. It's like, yep. This pole needs to go right in the middle of the road.
I'm guessing that was a spawner.
Yeah, it was of some sort. I don't know what though. So that was a quick one. The Spring Telethon weapons update with the Thorn Mace Staff Wand and Two-Handed Sword. Those will be coming out in release 42. And the wood has Arius awfully happy.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
He wants to go through and polish all of this wood and make it shiny.
He just can't wait to have it in his hands. We know that.
Look at the way the wand looks. I mean, just even the
You like the big knot?
look at it from
Yeah.
top to bottom, and you can notice the very bottom almost looks like it has a.
It's ribbed for your pleasure, man.
What about the spiky bits at the top?
Well, that's the lower portion. That's the hanger part, and then if you look back at the other end of it, right? Then it suddenly
the business end of it.
It's not very phallic at all, especially if you rotate it around a little bit to where you've got the green veins coming off of it and wrapping around. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see any phallic symbolism.
But the staff though, the staff really has got me actually.
I
super
do
happy.
like the
looks
inclusion
awesome.
of the Infinity Ankh at the
Yep.
handle. That's a pretty interesting use there, right down at the handle's base, slid in as the protector.
I can see that as a healer wand, or a healer staff right there.
I'm looking forward to them. Now the Thorn Wand, that one is also very.
Is that a pacifier?
They're nice.
Mm,
They're gonna be really great for those elven types out there.
Pacifiers.
I wonder what certain people are going to be doing with this.
Well, we're just gonna wait to
Exactly.
see how they put them on display and make use of them. That's all.
Okay. Now
Wash it off.
I
Why
like
is your wand laying under your bed? Don't ask, dear.
That's right. Exactly.
Did you wash it off? Did you rinse it off? Put it away.
That
It goes
sword looks
inside
like
the
it
dresser. Yeah, that
Tastes
sword does
good.
look like it hurts.
Doesn't taste as good when you wash it off.
All right. Move
Oh,
it
it doesn't
right
taste
along.
very good when you wash it off. It's a little bitter.
Well, he was referring to the corn, I thought, but that's
Well, he did have to wash that off. It's no longer black, so thankfully we have that. Don't forget, free trials coming up May 10th through the 31st.
Now, we have a problem here because right here it says May 10th through the 31st. But when we get to the bottom of this page, we have two totally different dates, which cuts it down to 2 weeks. So if you would, we've asked for clarification yet in yesterday's Hospitaller notes, But if you jump all the way down to where the upcoming events are, it says May 17th to the 31st.
Through
So,
the 1st for the upcoming
I'm hoping
calendar.
that we're going to get clarification on this during the postmortem. But in the meantime, we do have a free play week or 3
Yes.
coming up in our near future. I'm hoping we're going to get clarification on those dates during today's postmortem. So stay tuned again to that to get the latest updates on the free trial.
And then we have some recent news about Richard Garriott and Richard Garriott, which includes Shroud of the Avatar. We're getting to Alpha. Amy Jo Kim over at Gaming to Alpha interviewed Lord British for her podcast to talk about systems thinking and meaningful challenges. If you'd like to read that article, there's a link to it in the newsletter, as well as there's going to be a gaming museum display at the Texas State History Museum. So the Texas History Museum, which is also known as the Bob Bullock Museum, which is where I saw Guardians of the Galaxy in IMAX with the Moongate Travelers on Saturday. Yes.
Not to be confused with the Jim J. Bullock Museum. That's a whole nother museum.
Yeah. But the Bob Bullock Museum, the Texas History Museum, is going to have a gaming exhibition from Pong to Pokemon exhibit, and it's going to have several things from Ultima history as well as the Texas gaming, because Texas is actually one of the states with the most number of game designers located in it.
Yes,
and if you don't know, some of your favorite games probably got their origin in Texas.
You think?
Pun intended.
Bad pun intended?
Hey, there's no such thing as a bad pun, okay? All puns are good puns. Okay, and that includes your first-person shooters with Doom and Quake. That's from the Dallas area. Ultima, Star Citizen, as well as what did Chris Roberts do? What was that game called? When he went to Origin System. Yes, that was a shitty movie in the early 90s. Yeah, Wing Commander. And then also you had Richard Garriott did a talk at Ubisoft in Canada for some of their game developers, and he went through what he saw as the progression of how players play games and how those models are changing and shifting.
It was a very interesting video. I did sit down to watch that.
Oh, you finally sat down to watch it?
What do you mean, finally?
Finally? Only took you a week to watch it.
Listen, pal.
There we go.
That's right. Love you too, baby.
Yeah. Yes.
Get my
Love
butt
you.
right.
Long time. 2 minutes.
Long time.
In 2 minute increments. Okay, so after that, we do have the Summer Telethon coming up in a few short weeks. And that's going to have a few extra special weapons, including the Flame Scimitar. And this thing looks badass.
Yes, it does.
Schmitar.
Yeah.
Now-
the miner helmet.
Unlike
What
the
about-
thoughts that it was going to be a fiery weapon, which is what my original vision was, like we had flaming weapons.
Yeah.
This is not
We got
that.
flame and everything. Everything's flaming now.
Hey, it's a flaming sword. It's all good as long as it sings. I'll be happy.
Now, the miner's hat. Let's talk about the miner's hat. It's a very interesting looking piece of equipment. Also going to be a light source. Thoughts?
Yes. Well, it is a miner's helmet, and it does have a candle at the front. So, you know what? It should be on fire.
So everybody should get a light source, huh?
You know what? Everybody starts off with a couple torches anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is only for people that pledge $5 or more during the telethon. And then don't forget the other rewards, which is the Let's Blow Virtue Symbols Out of Smoke. So at $25,000 is a cluster of balloons. $35,000 is the miner's helmet. At $50,000 is the flame pattern stained glass oil table lamps,
which
3-pack.
really looks fucking hot. Pardon
Yeah.
my French. That is one really good looking lamp.
Well, I want to know what the fire elemental statue with flame effects is going to be like.
Well, I'm gonna guess it's gonna have that kind of flame effect in a statue. That's all. I mean, when you
Hey,
look at, when
I
you look
want
at
that
that lamp
statue to be
close up,
flaming.
that's a badass looking lamp. That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say.
And at $80,000, they have the flame-shaped scimitar and shield. Don't forget that a bunch of stuff is going to be expiring from the add-on store, as well as over the weekend we did have the music flash sale.
That's
I
right.
still disagree with the way that they're doing every single weekend as a 20% sale, and then what's the point of watching the telethon where everything's going to be on sale for 20%?
Got me.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
We're
We're
gonna
not
spin the
responsible
wheel.
for this.
Let's gonna spin the wheel.
So what are the items that are being
Another
removed?
20%.
The items being removed are the aeronaut patterns, the aeronaut outfits, the aeronaut wearable pack, so you won't be able to get your ether amplifier, your portable, the hot air balloons, airship, city homes, Star Citizen bundles will all be removed as well.
Now, on the Star Citizen bundles, for those of you who wanted that special aeronaut helmet, only 15 of the 250 limited edition helmets are available before they expire. Unlike the airship, where there's 87 of the limited run
Yes.
of 150 left for you.
Well,
folks.
that tells me that if those don't sell out, that means that there's only 150 of those, or 70 or 80, about 80 of those Star Citizen airship city homes. So, hey, rares.
And
rares.
at the
Rares.
price, just think about it. If you
And they're
got
on
a city
s-
lot
and
and,
they're
you
on
want
sale.
an airship, that
Bastards.
price is a great price, because look at the other airship. The other airship went up to $700 initially.
Yes.
So if you want it, grab it now, because when it's gone, folks.
That's right. Rares. Got to put them up for sale on Shroud Marketplace.
Now, of course, I got a laugh out of this weekend's flash sale, especially with the state of the music system as of late.
What, 15 meters?
Well,
15
15 meters,
meters.
being able to hear it, not being able to hear it, not being able to play sheet music, being able to play sheet music, not being able to hear the guy standing next to you, not being able to play a certain instrument. I just thought it was a weird one to put on sale with all the glitches and hitches and all the other funky stuff going on. Of course, I hear that
Music
Spiff
suddenly
is playing
stops
this
for other
one
people,
song.
but plays for the person who's playing it.
Well, yeah, that too. You'll be playing a song, you'll hear it just fine, but nobody else will. That's just a small portion of the little known bugs going on with the music system. So, just an interesting choice of things to sell when you've still got a bunch of little bugs floating around. That, again, I would sit around a lot and play music, because I didn't want to be out fighting, and of course I stopped doing that because I can't sit on the lot and play music effectively. So,
Well, you can play music to yourself.
yeah, that's really not much fun. If I'm going to do that, I'm just going to tune into WRFB and throw on whatever the hell I want to listen. Those are the
Yeah.
benefits to owning a radio station,
And
Moo,
let's just say Justin told me that I don't seem to be Englishing today.
You don't seem to be Englishing today? Okay.
I'm having problems forming those word things.
Gotcha.
Word things is
Words.
Word.
Words. After that, don't forget you can always join the localization team if you are a specialist in Spanish, Italian, Russian, French, German, Portuguese. They are looking for assistance in translating the game to that tongue. And if you are a cunning linguist, you may help them out.
That's right.
Just email Reese at rromero@portalarium.com with the subject of localization application with your username. And then go through there and join him. After that, we had List Rostov, our very own Energy Vortex, and Seawolf. And Puck, who showed sneak peeks of the upcoming outskirts for the Solace Bridge outskirts and the Highvale outskirts scenes over on Friday's Outskirts live stream. Yay!
Yes, and that was and also another interesting video, just to see the outskirts, see what they're working on, and List, you don't talk much in those videos.
Yeah. Whoops. Tabs. There it is. It's like I clicked on the wrong tab. Don't forget it. Upcoming free trial weeks. We don't know when, but it's coming. And hey, Laz, we've got to talk about this trophy room contest.
Yes, well,
when are we going to do that?
We have a couple weeks yet before the trophy room contest ends, and we don't want to blow it by putting our submission in too early. We have till the night before the telethon, so I'm figuring that weekend we will set up the trophy room and get the pictures submitted.
And you'll text me and you'll be like, "Hey, I need you. I need your body for this."
Yeah, I need your body as much as I can get it, but this long distance relationship, man. We got to work on that.
Are you
Long
sure about
distance,
that?
About 7.5 inches. Anyway,
moving right off.
I've got my 8-inch cock in the car.
That's right. I gave you that 8-inch cock. Remember that?
Yeah.
I bought that for
And don't
you.
forget,
That was a present.
Yeah, yes, you did. Don't forget, you can always join the Role Players of the Avatar for their monthly writing contest with this month's featured theme of Yanisford, A Fish Story, or Abounding Abundance. So write some stories, submit that to rpota.com. The Role Players of the Avatar really need some more writing. And don't forget, there's $155 in prizes.
That's an expensive proposition every month.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And you're right.
I can.
Yes. He just can't
Yeah,
speak
man.
today, apparently.
No, it's the Englishing. It's hard. That and I'm umming it up.
Now, of course, we covered the
And-
spotlight on Friday before we got out here.
And especially with all of the Noma promos going on over the week.
That's right.
Yeah, Noma promos.
Happening every weekend at the Novian Market.
And the rest of it's the same old, same old.
Rest
So
of it,
you ready for some?
upcoming events, all that good stuff. Need more? Go out to the Shrouded Avatar website where you can read the full and unabridged, untranslated versions.
I don't know what you're
The
talking about.
uninterpreted version.
Episode 8, The Last Joke.
Let's, what are we going to do? We're going to jump over to, the Mad.
Oh, so you want...
Oh, we got to leave them hanging for a couple more minutes.
okay.
Come on, you know that.
Yeah, okay, so we have to go with Lum's all-important weekend update. And he finally got to the Witcher 3 expansions, and he finished Heart of Stone. And for spoiler alert, he did totally kill the devil. And he felt more than a little jealous about the production values and the art in the game. Then he remembered that CD Projekt had roughly the GDP of Poland as a budget to work with. And
Interesting.
that takes us to today in 1828. Henry Dunant, the founder of the Red Cross, was born,
Board. huh?
and pitched them a fiver if you get a chance. And he's currently looking at a Unity re-import, the bane of everyone's existence. Since our project is only about 130 gigs, it can take all day to re-import the project. So guess I'll be doing things not depending on Unity. That would be blocking out conversations for the Brittany stage of the new path of the Oracle step, which thankfully isn't dependent on Unity to work on.
Oh, very
Yay!
nice.
Working on some conversation stuff and quest stuff. Yay!
Woohoo.
Yeah, and that's an all-important
So
update.
I'm going to guess that import is going to be involving 5.6. Is that a good assumption?
That I couldn't tell you. Frequently they have to re-import their data, especially after Unity crashes on them.
Well, that
And
sucks.
So Unity may have crashed and destabilized some things, and he had to go back and re-import the entire
Yeah.
project.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Ooh, thank you, Arius. I was actually in the office when Hutch actually lost Pax Layer.
Really? Oh, back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day, he hadn't done a save in a few days,
Oh.
and Unity crashed, and poof, there went a week of his work on Pax Layer and the Pax Layer template, even though it was supposed to be up and running. Oopsie. Saved often.
Save often. You would think that something like that would have an automatic 5-10 minute user definable save every.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you probably want to make it like 30, 45 minutes, especially with a 100 gig project. You don't want that save to take forever.
Yeah.
So you ready for Chris's update?
Yes, let's get over to Chris's daily update of the Avatar. Chris's
We have some
daily blog.
sad news for everybody on Chris's daily blog, because today is a day of meetings and data mining. Don't expect much in the way of updates, as he'll be knee deep in building charts and spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets, that's right.
Yes. On a related note to the public data server, remember we will be able to use Kibana to access the Portalarium's data at some point in the near future.
Indeed.
They
Looking
think they
forward to that.
Chris thinks that Taslow has nailed down the security concerns addressed with the public data server. He expects that they will roll this out this week. For those that aren't
Nice.
familiar with what I'm talking about, this is the exposed Elasticsearch server that receives sanitized data from our servers. This is not intended for the average user to use. Instead, this is a big data box for fan or guild-oriented websites to pull or to expose various data. Undone, the engineer in charge of this system, it's Undone, has put together some sample queries that he will be sharing. But again, this is not for the casual players, but rather for rather experienced web and or coding guys. For those that haven't been scared off, you can go figure out what Elasticsearch is, and their product is
We'll be
Kibana.
out there shortly after we get off the air today, digging around in that.
Well, the data's not live yet.
I understand
So-
that, but if we're going to be pulling information and using it for the show, using it for the newscast, using it for stock tickers, things of the like, we need to get.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we need
Never
to
heard
get
of
on
these
the
things.
ball.
What are
That's
these
right.
things?
And
What
of
are
course,
these things?
he's looking at one
Okay.
more little minor change.
Just a minor change that will upset Led Zepp
And
with
everybody else in the
decay changes.
More decay
That is-
changes.
More decay changes, and he's officially going to attempt to make some major changes to how decay works for release 42. Are
First.
you ready to get out the wet wipes?
First and foremost,
First, there will be an icon shown at all times under your nameplate showing how much decay you have built up. Secondly,
Second.
decay will only be built up when online and not in a city or novia. So only in adventuring scenes.
So if you're on the overland map,
Yay.
if you're in
Dancing.
a town
Yeah.
and you're not adventuring,
You know what my decay is going to look like? Never going to decay.
yours.
Shit.
Yeah, no crap.
Never going to decay.
So
Oh,
And
we,
third-
so feasibly we won't die when the death bunny seeks us out sitting here in our chairs, and we won't lose hundreds of thousands
or
of experience
or
points.
I get the jumpy jumpies and I decide to plunge to
Yeah.
my death.
Boom,
From
40K.
the top.
40K. Just lost 40K
You
there.
just happen to
Hey.
pull the air
Oh,
balloon
zip it.
under yourself when not paying attention and go, oops, I fell. Yeah.
And third, he's going to add an option to clear some or all accumulated decay by going to an NPC. and
That's what
confessing
I'm talking about.
possibly the Oracle.
He's going
pretty
to
soon-
attempt to add an option.
Attempt. Yes.
Yeah.
Attempt
I don't like
to
that.
add an option. Now, one thing
Yeah.
that everybody knows about me is, of course, I like options.
Hey, you know what? I must consider my sins.
Especially those kind of options.
I
Yeah.
must consider my sins.
Well,
I was expecting someone to say something about that.
I am. I'm gonna say I'm gonna attempt to go to Arby's today.
Woohoo! Some barbecue.
They need to bring back those commercials with those girls.
Barbecue.
Eating those burgers. Yummy. Okay, so
Those Carl's Jr.
let's just say that no one got my UO joke. I am sorry.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I heard you, but
I even said it multiple times. I guess this is what I get for List not being in the audience. Although
he's
he
right
is
here in the room.
Discord.
he's right here
He's
in the
in
room.
Discord.
He's listening. And he's
He's
chatting.
listening,
I'm chatting with him here in the game. He's playing. attention.
See. Wait. I don't see him in game.
Well, he's does he have to do the magic rain thing for
No.
you? You know, he's probably standing right behind you,
Well-
giving you a little back massage.
Probably he's doing the gypsy dance on my back.
Yes.
Oh, he's making daggers. He's making daggers.
He's
so he is in
making
game.
daggers. There you go.
He's abusing our crafting tables.
But
Or someone's crafting tables.
That's right. So that's an interesting turn of events. Now, of course, we're going to be listening, and there's going to be feedback. And speaking of feedback, I could have sworn that
I really like the decay changes that did. I think was partially spurred by the conversation that was held after the hospitalers meeting, like an hour and a half after the meeting, where people were still doing meetings, and a developer was brought in to listen to some of the concerns from the community, and that was brought to the higher powers.
well,
We hope.
I'm
Or
going to
that's
say
enough
no.
people
on that
bitching.
one.
Enough people bitching on the forums that Chris finally realized, oh, decay is fucked up.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
we've been saying that for quite some time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, but moving right along. Speaking of queries and questions, with the post-mortem today, we do have a bunch of questions preloaded. Would you like to? We did one as a teaser on Friday.
I don't know what you're talking about. Questions.
Burning questions
I'm scrolling-
on
I'm
people's
scrolling up.
minds. Scroll up, young man.
I'm scrolling up. Now I'm.
How about I just
Scrolling
make it-
down.
How about I just make it easy for you and I do that?
Why would you do that? I already got the link.
Okay, For everybody else out
Okay.
there who wants to look.
We are now up to 61 thoughts on, and which is probably going to be 57 questions. But we will start off with Starman, who wants to know, are rewards still being given out for bug testing on QA?
They are.
If you paid attention to the stand-up notes, you would have listened to us saying that there was a backlog and they haven't done that recently.
Now, he put this question in before that happened, by the way, before the update was out there.
Hey,
This question was in. Yes. Shh. Oh, sorry. Yes.
You have to listen to Lunch with Lazarus Jack for us to
Where
interpret
we
the news,
interpret
so
the
you
news. That's right.
don't have to. And so that way we can actually get Liz to question, man, are these guys really this stupid, or are they joking?
I love Starman's second question. This one kills me.
Can you please break more stuff for Release 42 so I can report them? You guys did far too good of a job with Release 41 not breaking anything to report. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Music?
Sarcasm.
Music. And can we refine artifact musical instruments further? Can we get more considering 1 minute buffs instead of the 20-30 seconds? I think the change you made was fantastic, but it's still a bit clunky clicking between instrument and combat.
That's the idea. You need a bard. It's not supposed to be you play your instrument, you draw your sword, you kill, you play your
That
instrument.
doesn't work for you. Doesn't
Well,
work.
this is the crappy part about being a bard, is that whenever you're playing an instrument, you walk at a snail's pace. So if you're going to be getting those buffs, you need to stay within range of the bard, who can't move. It's very fast.
Get the buff.
Yeah. Smoker KGB wants to know, why are mini scenes still marked as solo/group when they are clearly a group experience for survivability?
Yes. And
That's a good
I
question.
got to agree with Smoker KBG here on many of the points there.
Cream done so.
It's supposed to be you're supposed to be much higher level than you currently
In
are.
chat,
in order to survive
Sater is
another-
asking. He says he was on the QA for 15 hours, reported 3 bugs, and all 3 were
All 3.
changed.
Eventually, you will.
Did you claim your
And
rewards
how-
in the
how
bank
much-
and see if you got your kodos? Because I got mine.
I don't think I got mine, but I don't know if I played all 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
You're supposed to play at least 4 hours on the QA server and not standing around dancing for those 4 hours in order to receive those rewards.
Can't dance.
So move and dance. Move and
So
dance.
check
move
your
and dance.
bank, hit claim rewards, see if you got some 5 new shiny kodos in your bank. Let us know.
Yes. And then, will there ever be more scenes appropriate for solo only?
Yeah.
Eventually. And why is there so much copper in the game and iron is rare in the lower skull scenes? And will you ever put more silver ore in random encounters?
I found
it's
there's
there.
quite a bit of silver
There.
on random encounters.
I know exactly.
You just
where
have to
it
find
is.
them.
It's just hidden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've never had problems finding that. Matter of fact, I was running around for quite a piece, just doing nothing but random encounters for the resources because they're just so easy and fun to do. You go in, you kill a bunch of things real quick, you get the resources, you run out,
What it is,
find another
even
one.
change the monochrome of night vision, because I mean it's making it so you can't find anything.
And
What do you mean?
List does want to say that copper is better for weapons and armor because of the stats it gives. And they probably are just in a copper-rich region, and the entire world is mapped out with what areas have more of what.
Yes, and for your
So
information,
regional economies.
also pay attention to your soda map. If you're not using the map, you're missing out on a lot because Jacob White's been doing all sorts of fantastic things with this map.
Putting in node spawns
including
and a little
showing
bit of
you
everything.
where the nodes are, so you can look at
Yeah.
them before you ever adventure out. First off, and just yesterday I came across a whole new
Player.
index of stuff for towns. So if you look at sodamap.com and you click on the left-hand side now, there's a whole bunch of things. You'll be able to see who owns lots from inside Sodamap, what their names are. He's got all sorts of great information now coming out of that. It'll list your NPCs, and it's been doing that for quite some time, but now it actually comes up in a list that you can look at instead of having to search the town. Really cool stuff by Jacob White out there. But use Soda Map. It'll help you. And you won't spend so much time running around looking for those nodes as just running right to those nodes and collecting it.
Yes, and moving right along from there, Skyo wants to know, can enchanters and masterworking at higher levels be able to see more options? Right now, no matter what level you are, only 3 choices are available for selection at any given time. Would it be nice if this could scale with the level of skills? Be nice if they would work on it. And recipes in general. When you log in or out of the game, would it would be nice to know the total XP gained that session. We're able to see what is in our pool,
Nothing.
but lose track of what's being applied. Would be nice to see and measure progress this way. You can do that with Murray's Soda HUD.
Yeah,
And
this goes back to a cry that we had initially. We used to have that information right down on our character sheet, and they decided to take it out because they didn't want people seeing it for whatever reason. They put it on the skill bar, skill screen.
They also didn't want people thinking that levels really mattered.
Well, guess
Of
what?
course they-
No
of course
matter
they
what
do.
they think down there, players still rank themselves on level. I can't tell you how many times a week people go, "What adventure level are you?" Because that's
right.
what people really want to know. They really don't care
12.
about
That's
56,255,033 points. They want to know what their adventure level is. Very simple. They want this information. They asked for it early on, and they said, "Nah, well, maybe time to reconsider." People want this information.
Hey. Are there any plans to add some sort of benefits to specialization? I think that's benefits. For example, 110% effectiveness in one skill tree, 100 in the next, 80 for the third, blah, 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 blah. Maybe. Or Star's answer is going to be yes.
Yes.
Yes. Governor Tempest has a comment about sieges. Sieges just sit outside of town and seem to be no threat to the town being sieged. And will there be a point when a town will be taken over when no avatars are there to save the day? That would be friggin' cool. If enough towns are taken over by the Obsidians, will the lands of Novia be thrust into darkness and storm of sorts?
When I
would
initially
be
heard
cool.
about sieges, and we're going to stop at the
I thought that was
here.
going to happen.
I
Yeah,
thought that NPCs and stuff were going to actually spawn within the towns where people lived, and you would have to clear them out of your towns. I didn't realize they were going to add them as an additional entrance scene originally.
As an intermediary scene between the overworld and the actual town. I think they did this is easier on the system and they don't have to put in spawners in every single town. They don't have to worry about like people sitting there saying, "I didn't want to participate in the siege."
Yes,
Well, think
and
about-
of course we see what people are doing, but see, that I think is an answer to Richard's conundrum on this, because Richard's like, no, you're not supposed to have all the, what are they called that the players put in the towns?
Devotionals.
Devotionals. You're not supposed to have all the devotionals in your town and have the town constantly under siege. And people are doing that intentionally so that they have that siege. But
And
if
they can
that
farm their
actually
cobbles.
happened inside their town, they would think twice about doing that, and the townies would then have reason to complain. Because right now, they're totally safe. They can teleport into their house, they can bypass it, and go into the town, and there's no threat inside the town. So it doesn't.
Yeah,
doesn't-
it will be. It will be
There
nice
was,
if
it'd be
they
great.
actually
That'd be great if
do something to actually bring it into the towns.
This would give you a reason to have a
never-
specific devotional or devotionals and not have them all. I think that would just be a nice little balance, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting to be about that time. Actually, it's past that time.
It's time for us to talk about that NBNN app, which is available on all of your electronic devices, except for BlackBerry, which will eventually get there.
No, it won't.
Huh? No, it won't.
No, it
you're,
won't.
you're anti-blackberry. You're anti-crackberry. What is wrong with
Anti-crackberry.
you?
Crackberry. What is that?
You are so 2010.
I had one of those back in the 80s, dude. 2010.
In the 80s, you had a crackberry. You didn't have a crackberry in the 80s.
Berry flavored
your,
crack.
with your brick cell phone. I mean, what was that HP Smart HP Assistant?
I got one. I got one of those. What the hell
and
was
then the
today?
Palm Pilot.
The Palm Pilot. That's what it was. I had a Palm Pilot.
But HP also had one before that, before the Palm Pilot.
I still got a Palm Pilot floating around here someplace.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Showing my age, you want to figure out my age.
Yeah, right.
It's like I keep on talking about stuff in the 80s, and it's like, you're not that old. It's like, yeah. Okay, so don't forget the NBNN app also has all the important links that you need access for Shroud of the Avatar, including the NBNN community calendar. And the NBNN community calendar is an aggregate of all of the public calendars that Laz has been informed about. And if you would like your calendar added to the community calendar, just make sure it is a public Google calendar and email news@nbnn.info. And that guy, Laz, will eventually get it added. Eventually.
He'll do it
And then
faster if you
discover
come here
that
into
Mark was
Discord.
private, and we'll have to change it to public, and then it will be
If you
visible to everyone.
attach some nudes to it, it gets very special, extra fast attention. How about that?
Lots of it. And don't forget that email all those extra special pictures that you weren't supposed to share to nudes@nbn.info, and we will make sure that Scroda curates and catalogs
That's
each and every
right.
single one of those appropriately, and I'll just stare at them.
No.
Today on the community calendar, don't forget all times are Central Standard Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia time. Today at noon, 6, and midnight, around the clock, two idiots interpret the news, so you don't have to. On Radio Free Britannia,
W.
a
Oh,
show called Lunch with Us.
it does.
Oh, it's noon, 6, and midnight now?
Yes.
Yes.
Noon, 6,
You dropped the
midnight,
3 and
6
9.
a.m. 6 and 12 around the clock from now on. We
Yeah,
cut out the
cut out
3
the
and
3
9 because, it was really redundant, and B, people were just like, not listening to it. So
I like
at
to
those
watch it in
hours.
bed at midnight.
Excellent.
Yeah, I prefer to be sleeping at midnight.
Yes.
Ooh,
Today
right
at
along.
4 on Avatar's Radio, Grumpy Old Gamer, the GOG is taking the alternative route.
God.
At 7 p.m., you need to go to the town of Verret Chaos and go to the Pub of Extraordinary Thought, because the more you drink, the more extraordinary your thoughts become, and all great adventures begin in a pub somewhere. And don't forget that Verret Chaos is nested inside of Don's Keep, which is just south of Brittany. And this is a weekly open role-playing event. At 7 p.m. on WRFB,
WRFB.
are the 70s at 7. At 8 p.m. on Avatar's Radio, we have Monday Nights with DJ Killy.
Get it.
At 9 p.m., the Order of Vengeance is having their weekly guild meeting in the PvP town of Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Remember, 9 to 9:30 in the town of Vengeance. And the final event of the evening is on WRFB, and that's the Record Room.
WRFB.
And that's our community calendar for this Monday, May 8th.
Monday.
Proud of the
Shroud of the Avatar.
or something like that.
Avatar, that's right. Or something quite similar.
Something. Yes. What's this game called again? What are we doing here?
Shroud of the Avatar.
Ooh, yes.
That's right.
Right.
And of course,
Avatar.
as we do every day, we'd like to remind you that we are proud sponsors of SodaCon Austin 2017. If you need the latest info, go out to sodaconaustin.org and you can check out all the information there. You can check out the forums. There's the latest updates there. And if you can't find what you need, contact me. I will put you on to the right folks to get you the right information, whatever you need to know. That's SodaCon Austin, happening later this year in Austin, Texas. If you want to hang out with the devs, hang out with the people you play with, have a good time, enjoy a really fun weekend, come on down. It's going to be loads of fun and all sorts of great stuff happening throughout the weekend. Down in Austin, Texas. Gotta love this shit.
And I will say that the Moongate Travelers will have several questions related to SodaCon coming to you shortly.
Yes, the Moongate Travelers just spent the weekend down in Austin. They had a great time. I've been hearing the stories from Jack and Winfield as other people get home. All sorts of great stuff. Of course, you can listen to us, the Deco Divas, the Wake Up Crew on WRFB throughout the week. All sorts of great stuff happening on the airwaves right here inside Shroud of the Avatar. Grimy Traders Auction House. For those of you guys who want to start your own auction, go out to grimytraders.com. You can use the cash system or the gold system. There's 2 auction houses for your convenience. Free to sign up, free to list, free to sell your stuff. grimytraders.com for your auction pleasure. Our good friends and official sponsors of NBNN, the Arkansshire Markham Farms, for your wholesale cotton reagents, ale, and much, much more, located in Dawn's Keep, just south of Central Brittany, and also with a store on the marketplace for your shopping convenience. Our friends and family over at the Britannia Mining Company want you to come on down the Market Road and the newly upgraded Black Rock Cove. That's right, Black Rock Cove is now open to the public. They are opening up a public market, and if you want to come on in and move on in with the good folks from the Britannia Mining Company, go check out Black Rock Cove. There's all sorts of information on our website, as well as you can just hit up Ezekiel Cooper, and he'll tell you all about it. Great stuff there, located in the Quell region, just off the Exeter Mines for your mining convenience as well. Of course, Jacob White over at sodamap.com. What more is there to say? Jacob White's always thrilling us with all his new additions to SodaMap. Go check out sodamap.com or click M on your keyboard. Check out all the stuff that Jacob's got in store for you. And last but not least, no, that's not right. I got Rilled. Don't forget Relics by Rilled. Relics by Rilled for all your licensed Shroud of the Avatar swag. T-shirts, hats, bumper stickers, and much, much more. And coming soon, he's got some really other great swag, so stay tuned. And if you want to save some money when you check out at Relics by Rilled, use the promo code NBNN when you check out, and you'll save 10% off all your Shroud of the Avatar swag. Okay, last but not least, the Shroud Marketplace, shroudmarketplace.com, for all your virtual vendable needs. And Jack's going to tell the boys and girls all about the marketplace.
Yeah, Shroud Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. There are over 45 vendors that are different players. Each one manages their own shop and their own quantities and set their own prices. So if you're looking for something and someone's got it and they can put it up for sale on Shroud Marketplace, don't forget to check out the featured vendors like the Arkansshire Markham Farms or Sater's Stinky Sewer Shop for all of your Crowns of the Obsidian. And anything game related can be bought and sold on Shroud Marketplace, just like the account which is a full Edelman account plus many extras with all items plus many, many, many extras that is actually listed for sale by Lateralus. Be sure to check it out. It's actually cheaper than what it should be.
That's right. On sale, $1,000.
On sale, $1,000, but if you go through and you actually start marking up everything that he's got on that account, you would find out that that is actually a bargain.
It is
for all the extras that are included. If you're looking for Game Gold or Crowns of the Obsidian, you can find that under coinage on Shroud Marketplace. If you're looking for rares like artifacts, there's some there by Dread Pirates Gold. Or if you're looking for services, don't forget to check out Wolfton's Cheese Sign Writing. Or so does Design Service.
Just sponsors, we're also clients.
Oh, yes. And we have a little bit of everything. We put up stuff on Shroud Marketplace because, you know what, we can.
That's
Yes.
right. I'm seeing some real cool stuff. I'm seeing some artifacts up there listed. The loot of discordant notes
Oh, yeah.
and all sorts of other artifacts. So if you ain't got time to get them, ain't got the skill, ain't got the energy, ain't got the game gold, but you got some cash, you can go to Shroud Marketplace and get yourself some of them nice artifacts.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you're interested in becoming a vendor and selling your wares, you just have to register an account. Then on the left-hand side, click on vendor registration. Then you can start adding your products. And that means it is actually time for us to thank the most important people around here, and that is Arius for cheering on my channel. I love
You're
the
welcome,
pennies.
Yeah, we love you,
Love you.
Arius.
Love you
And
long
you
time.
guys.
Oh
all
wait,
rest of you
and
guys.
the other people that are watching it on Twitch, YouTube, or listening on
So is
Radio
that
Free
how it
Britannia.
works?
We could.
People
Yeah.
who cheer you on and give you bits get first thank yous.
That, damn Skippy, man. Damn
Hey
Skippy.
man, shameless self promotion. Amen, brother.
That's
Amen.
right. That's right. Shameless self-promotion. Don't forget, you can always watch my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Cynicist or twitch.tv/NBNN News for Laz and Jack.
That's right. If you
don't
want to
forget,
watch them both at the same time, just go to nbnn.info and sit there and watch them both.
Yes.
Have fun.
And if you want an echo effect, turn on both volumes.
Oh, then you really have some fun.
Oh, yes.
That's
yes,
right.
but yes, thank you guys for watching, hanging out with us. Thank you to everybody hanging out with us in Discord. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, guys. And that is
yes.
actually Mother from Clan of the Wolf. Not my mom.
No, we call her Mom anyway. She's lovable.
We call her
just
Mom
like
anyways,
her.
yes.
That's right. That's
Okay,
right.
yes.
And of course,
But
yes.
thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us.
Love
We
you
couldn't do
guys.
the show without you guys, and we do it for you guys. Otherwise, we'd just be two idiots sitting around here doing the same old thing.
Well, that goes without saying. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up and get out of here for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned to NBNN for more news, sports, entertainment, crazy wild happenings, the latest hijinks and shenanigans. And don't forget to tune in later on for today's postmortem on the Shroud of the Avatar channel. All sorts of good information coming out there. We'll see you all tomorrow with a recap on NBNN. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And of course, we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Don't forget to watch Arius' stream.
Thank you, Arius.
Yes, Arius. And rain clots.